Hi, everybody. My name is Noelle Staudt, Noelle Deanna Staudt, and this is my 10-minute theory. I'm going to attempt to do this in about 10 minutes without actually explaining why it would take 10 minutes. But first, before we even talk about the 10-minute theory, repeat after me and just say 10 milliliters. If you said it, then you know that you're not overthinking it, you're not thinking about it too much, right? Hopefully not. But for me, it gives me this ticklish sensation in my chest into my under armpits. So we'll try it again at the end, but I want you not to think about it. Don't think about it at all. Don't think about it at all. Completely be in a relaxed mood and just say 10 milliliters. Anyway, back to my 10-minute theory. My 10-minute theory. I was in the car this morning and it all just clicked to me. This was something I was trying to explain, this feeling that I felt. And I felt it for the first time kind of simultaneously in my heart and in my mind when I was about 19 years old. And I'm 31 years old now. I live out in California, I go to music school, just doing extra stuff because life is too short. And sometimes all we have is about 10 minutes. Did you know that after about 10 minutes of not having any oxygen to your body while you're still alive can cause permanent damage to your brain that you cannot fix, meaning that it's so-called the beginning of the end? With that being said, your brain can function up to 10 minutes after you die, which in a lot of spiritual beliefs is the end of the beginning. With that being said, in some cases, very rare cases, the brain can still be active after someone has passed away from up to 1 hour, even maybe 2 hours. And like I said, it's very rare that would happen. Very rare. But this 10 minutes span, it's 10 minutes, negative 10 minutes, and then you have a positive 10 minutes. And in the middle, there's 0. And so now I believe that my 10-minute theory is that infinity equals 20. We have 20 figures, a negative 10 and a plus 10. Negative 10 we can't see, they're invisible. The 10 we possibly can see. It's not in the negative. Of course, I believe as a Christian, Jesus Christ has saved us all. So he can go back and forth, beginning and the end. We don't have to worry about that. But in terms of my scientific theory, there's 20 figures. 20 figures that we can start to sit and think to ourselves, well, what are 20 figures that we could think of? Let's brainstorm here. 20 figures that could describe infinity. We could use an animal. We could use a human being. We could use a car. We could use a wheel. We could use commerce. We could use a piece of cloth or a piece of clothing. All of these things. And in the middle, there's death. Why I believe that 20 equals infinity. In 20, we believe that the 20 figures is going up and down. But infinity is back and forth. Crossed by 20. We only need one eye to see, but thank God we have two. We have 2. So infinity is 20, which actually is 0. With your negative 10 figures and your positive 10 figures. So in that 10 minutes, how are you living your life if you're not living at all? And how are you living your life if you're already gone? Psychological ideas come into pass. We see a lot of things on both spectrums. If we look at negative 10, there's plenty of things that could go into negative 10, suicide, murder. financial hardship, inflation in America. A lot can go on the negative side. And the positive side, we have love of family, education, we have friendship, true friendship, procreation, children, gardens are in the plus 10 for me. That's one way that I describe infinity. But how are you spending that 10 minutes? How are you spending it? So that's my 10-minute theory that infinity actually equals 20. And with that idea of 20 figures, we can actually start to take the negative, or what seems invisible 10 figures, and we can also, like I said, make them actual representations that we can see. That's possible. That makes it possible. Somewhere in the middle, where 0 is where death is. 10 minutes to live, or 10 minutes that you've died. And there are billions of ways right there, because there are billions of us with all different ideas. I wonder how the 10 minutes of my life or my death are going to be before, for me, Jesus comes, hopefully and saves me, lets me go to heaven. For someone named Marianne, she's probably sitting there with a demon saying, you don't have to be this way. You think of someone's grandma who's always been super duper understanding. She spends that 10 minutes because she doesn't know if she's died yet, but she's talking to a demon, and she's saying something on the lines of, you don't have to be a demon. You don't have to be this. You can be something even better than that. And then Jesus comes out of the way. He's like, Marianne, I've seen you've been doing such great things with your life. But all the while, we'll never know, because there's so many opportunities in those 20 figures that come together to create death, right in the middle, or what we call infinity, because it's really life. We're not sure. But if we keep our heads up, infinity might just equal 20. And I might be wrong. I could be completely wrong. This is my 10-minute theory, that infinity equals 20. And we only need one eye to see this life in order to see those 20 figures. However, we have two, hopefully, 2020, it's technically 40, right? But I just want you don't even have to believe my 10-minute theory. But sometimes it's about 10 minutes. I wonder why. It's like, go take a 10-minute break. Why? Why is it 10? Why isn't it 15? Sometimes it is 15, don't get me wrong, but we all know that it's 10, right? We just know that it's 10 minutes. Or someone's yelling at you today, and it's something from a negative 10 perspective, and it's like, well, you know what? You're going to be an asshole on the street that wants to hate on my success, right, for 10 minutes? That's probably all that we're ever given anyway, before my perspective tells me you won't get any more time, because I'm driving by and I'll never see you again, and this is about the 10 minutes that I'm going to be upset about you, before I'm back into the positive 10. I just thought it was very interesting that it takes about 10 minutes before your brain stops functioning completely after you're scientifically dead, and 10 minutes for you to start basically dying irreparably in your brain while you're still alive. 10 minutes. So don't think about it too hard. But infinity might equal 20. Or maybe you just need to sit back, relax, and say 10 milliliters as calmly as possible. And see if you feel that tickly sensation that I tried to explain so many years ago in your chest and in your armpits. Thank you.